Hello, my name is Annika and welcome to the Sewing Nook. Come spend the day with me sewing. Alright, so what I have going on right now is I'm currently in the middle of making a diaper bag for my cousin who is due this month, and I need to finish that up. And I had gotten this fabric from Hobby Lobby and the batting, and I've quilted them together so it's really sturdy. And it almost feels like an upholstery kind of fabric. It's very like rough and durable. So that is good. And I also got a gray version of it to make a smaller zipper bag for the inside. But I had only gotten those in the batting and I completely forgot about getting something for the lining. And I did get a zipper, but I ended up just going back to Hobby Lobby and getting a few different notions. So let me go over what I got real quick. So first I got this lining, and it's just this really light green with all these pine cones all over it. I think this is the cutest fabric, and I got 2 yards of it. I know I definitely will not need 2 yards, but I just think it is so cute. I'm sure I will use it for something else. So that is the lining, and then some other notions I got was this zipper, and I had gotten a white zipper before, but I wanted to change to a tan zipper, and I want it to be a real like sturdy zipper, which this one is. And then there is a side pocket with a zipper, and I got this zipper. It's not exactly the same shade, it's a little bit lighter, but I don't think it will make a huge difference. And this one's really long, but I only need like, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches, I'm not sure. So it'll work. I can always cut it. I just didn't see a shorter one that was the same color. Then I got some of this. I have no idea what this is actually called, but I'm going to be using it for the strap. And I'll leave a link to the video tutorial that I'm watching for this bag. I think it is such a great bag that she makes. The one thing I am going to change is my cousin had wanted not only handles, but also like a strap that you can put over your shoulder, like one strap. And I'm going to attempt to make that, and I think I'm going to use this too. And then I also bought some of these hooks that are made for making a strap adjustable. I have never actually done this before, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do it for hers, but I am thinking about it. Then I got these hooks for the straps to go on to hook onto the bag, and then these to have attached to the bag for these to hook onto. And then last but not least, I got some gray thread for the gray fabric that I showed you earlier for the inside bag. I don't know what it is, but so often whenever I go to a craft store and I have a project in mind, there's always something I forget. Usually it's a thread to match it or some small notion. I just get so wrapped up in like the main fabric and the main things that I need that I forget so many of the smaller details. But yeah, now I have hopefully everything I need. I'm going to start working on this more. I'm probably going to cut out everything I need from the lining and then go from there. But it is a very cold and cozy day, and I have my cozy pajamas on, and I'm gonna just maybe light a candle and kind of just get that feel of fall and winter, and then probably put on a show while I do this and just enjoy the day. Okay, I have all of my pieces cut out from my lining and main fabric. I am going to start assembling it, but on the side pockets, I'm not going to use the batting and sew it on. I'm just going to use this thick iron-on interfacing that I got and just iron it on. I think that will work better. So I'm going to cut out what I need from this, iron that on, and then get started on assembling it all together. Okay, it is looking so good. I am so happy with how it is turning out. Now I just need to do this for another one. Alright, now I have both of them done. I still just love so much how it looks. And I did secure it, or I tried to really secure up at the top. You can see it on the back, just so the straps are extra sturdy. So now I'm going to start putting it all together. I'm going to start working on the side pocket pieces. I'm excited because one side is just going to be a pocket, and then the other side is going to have a zipper pocket. So here are the pieces for that. This will be the top part and the bottom, and here's some zipper tabs for the end. But I'm just really excited because I've not made a detailed bag like this in a long time. The tutorial I'm watching is so detailed and just easy to follow. I'll make sure to leave a link to that video. And yeah, I'm gonna just get started on putting it, or doing the pockets, and then going from there. It is the next morning now, and I am ready to get working on this again. I just finished a cup of coffee and a nice walk around the yard, so now I'm going to start working on this, and I actually have quite a few hours this morning to work on it, so I'm hoping to get quite a bit of it done. And yeah, I'm just happy that it's morning. It's so much more fun to sew with the light coming in and just the morning feel. There's a nice cool breeze outside, and yeah, I'm just excited to spend the morning sewing. Alright, I'm back. It's been a little while. I just had my coffee break. Now I'm going to start working on the sides, and it shows a whole equation on how to get the perfect curve. And I was using inches, which it would be so much easier to just use centimeters, but I was using inches and it just didn't quite line up right. So what I ended up doing was I took a screenshot of how hers turned out and just zoomed in and made it match up down here, and then just traced the curve. So I'm hoping that it works out. We shall see, but I'm going to cut this out and then try and get these sides sewn in. Okay, so I'm at the part where I'm about to attach the side piece to the bag, but I want to add a shoulder strap, so I'm going to add the little piece right by the zipper and the top of my side piece, but I need to make that real quick, so I'm going to do that and then sew the side pieces together. Alright, it's been a few days and I sewed these sides in, and all I have left to do is the strap and the lining, and this is how it is looking. I love it so much. Here is the zipper pockets. It does have the lining in there too. And there's this pocket on both sides, and then the other side just has a regular pocket. And I've just put bobby pins on the straps because I wanted to see about how long it would be. And it is nicer to have that to put over your shoulder if you wanted to do like a crossbody. Then you do still have these two straps. So yes, I love how it is looking so far. But again, the lining is not done. Also on the zipper, this one was a two-sided zipper, which I didn't realize whenever I bought it. But it actually worked out because you can just keep it in the middle if you want. Kind of like that if you wanted to, or just close it or close it all to one side. But yeah, I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I really hope that my cousin will like it. I'm pretty sure she will. But yeah, now I just need to get started on the lining. I definitely need to go look back at the video and see how she does that. The one thing is you do have to hand sew the lining onto the zipper and inside. I think you sew it along the bottom on the seams, but you do have to hand sew it in, which will be fine. It'll just take a little bit longer, but I'll just make sure I do that really sturdy. The one other thing I'm going to do before I sew the lining in is I'm going to take some iron-on interfacing, which is what I used for the side pockets, and I actually made them more firm. The sides did not come out as firm as I was hoping they'd be. I still think those will be okay because they do have the pockets on the front and then the sides, but I think I am going to put some iron-on interfacing on the bottom just so it's sturdy. I just want it to be really solid and sturdy, so I'm going to iron some of that on and then get going with the lining. Okay, it's the next morning and I did get one of these sides attached to my lining. So I only have one side left, and then you do have to hand sew this into the bag. So I may take this with me because we're going to go over to a friend's house. So I might just take it with me and hand sew it there. And then I also still need to attach the strap to the hook pieces. But yeah, I'm hoping to finish that up today. So I'm going to sew this side piece on, and how the lining kind of works is you don't sew it all the way closed, but you fold in the sides about a centimeter to the wrong side like this, and then this is where of course the zipper will be, so you just have to hand sew this to the bottom of the zipper. So yeah, I'm so excited. It's starting to really take shape, and yeah, I'm just so excited to see how the finished bag is going to look. Also, the pocket for the inside turned out so well. So you just fold it on the sides right here. But yeah, I love it so much. Alright, time to put the rest of this together. Here are the hook pieces that I got for it. I love how sturdy these feel. I am going to change my thread out for a white or tan thread, and then I'm going to put this through and fold it down about 1/2 inch and fold it over just so that those raw edges are closed up. and then sew across as close as I can to this bar right here, and then at the bottom as well, and maybe even on the sides, just so it doesn't start coming out. Then I'm going to do that for both of these clips. Now I'm going to sew the bottom of it together along all the sides, and then I'll sew the round part. It's hard to explain, but once you start sewing it, it will make sense. So I'm going to sew that in together, and then all I'll have left is to do a blind stitch attaching the top part to the zipper. Oh, and I am going to clip around the curves. Alright, I've pulled the lining over the wrong side of the bag now, and I am skipping sewing this part down, sewing this part together like I did the bottom, because I think it will be fine and I want to make sure that it lines up exactly how I want it to by the zipper. So now I'm going to pin it in place, and then I am going to take it with me to our friends and blind stitch the lining to the bottom of the zipper. Alright, I am back and the bag is finally finished. It is looking so nice. I love the lining. Yeah, I just love how it turned out so much. I just know that she will love it. Now I'm going to start working on the smaller bag. I'm probably not even going to measure it out. I'm just going to eyeball it. I just want it to be a pretty decent size to fit inside here, just as simple as a bag. I might do more of like boxy on the bottom. I'm going to make it from this gray material. Then I am going to use this for the lining as well. And I think I am going to sew some batting like I did for the walls so that it has that similar pattern to it. And I also was thinking today on the way home that I could make a little zipper bag to hold a binky, or just something small if they don't use that, and just have it to where it can hook onto here as well. I just think that'd be a really cute extra accessory to put with it. So I'm going to make both of those. I'm not sure if I want to make the little binky holder from this gray fabric or the red. I don't know. I'll see. I'll make the bag from the gray and then see if I still have a decent amount of fabric, and then maybe I will make it from the gray just for a little accent. But I also need to go through and see if I have any hooks, because I have the hooks for the strap that I made, but I'm not sure if I have any more hooks. So I'm going to go through there and see if I have any real quick, and then I'm going to cut everything out that I need. So I do not have any of the silver hooks that I need currently, but I will get some tomorrow. So I'm just going to work on the main zipper bag. I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to put a pause on this until tomorrow. I have cut out all the pieces for the bigger bag that I want to make with the lining and the batting, and then I did end up cutting out the squares for the little binky holder as well, with the batting and the lining for that too. So that is ready. I didn't cut out the piece for the hook. I guess it just depends on how big of a hook I get. But yeah, I'm just getting so tired, so I need to put a pause on this, but I will pick it up tomorrow. It is the next day, and I am so ready to just spend a few hours and finish up these bags and just finish up the whole project. I did manage to get some silver hooks. I had to get these from Walmart because it's Sunday, and that means that Hobby Lobby is closed today. But I was able to find these. I just have these 2 bags to make, and then I will be completely finished with this project, so I'm so excited to see it all come together. The other thing I do need to do is pick out a zipper I'm going to use for both of these. I bulk ordered some brown zippers that were pretty long that I could just cut to the size I need. so I might use those. But yeah, for now I'm going to get started on I think I'll actually do both of the bags. I'm just going to start by sewing the batting to the main pieces and just do that for a little while and then continue on. But before then, most important is to make it feel like it is fall in this room. So I'm going to light some candles and get some coffee. Alright, a candle is lit, my coffee is at arm's reach, and I have Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman episode ready for me. I think we are ready to start sewing. Here is the finished zipper bag. I think it is a perfect size. I did sew the corners so it's more boxy on the bottom, and this one is fully lined as well. So now let's take a tour of the whole bag. Here is the full bag. So it has two regular straps and then a detachable shoulder strap. It has a pocket on the front and a pocket in the back. Then on one of the sides, it has a regular pocket. And on that other side, it has a zipper pocket. It also has lining. And on one of the sides, it has a little binky holder that's also detachable and is fully lined. Now for the inside, fully lined with another bag inside for diapers or lotion or whatever you need to put in here. The whole bag is lined with 2 pockets on one of the sides. And my bag is finished. I love it so much. I cannot wait to see what she thinks of it.